and welcome to our first semi-final of Super Chat with Anne. Today we have our first semi-finalist, Miss Venezuela.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited to be asking you these questions.
Let's do it.
All right, so I'll be asking you 4 questions.
Okay.
Your first question is, what is the biggest lesson you have learned while spending time with 57 other women from around the world at Miss Supranational 2021?
I love this question because I feel that this past week I've met so many incredible women from all over the world, and I think that the biggest treasure that I'm taking with me after this experience is over is how inspiring they are. I've learned about so many different stories, so many different obstacles that these women had to overcome to be here. And I feel that is what Supranational is about. It's about sharing our stories of inspiration, sharing the stories of how we overcame those obstacles and how we were able to turn all of those challenges that maybe one day we face into sources of inspiration.
Okay, and your second question is, what do you want to be remembered for? And how will you fulfill that goal if you do not win Miss Supranational 2021?
I think obviously the goal is always to do your best, and of course it would be amazing if that meant taking the crown home. But like we've always said, this is bigger than a crown. This goes beyond what happens on the 21st of August. And I feel that I want to be remembered as an inspiration, as somebody who was able to turn a very difficult experience into a platform that will help other people. Many of you guys know my story. I lost both my mom and my grandmother to suicide 10 years ago. And after that experience, I realized that I wanted to do something about it to help people like them who are going through very difficult situations, who are struggling with mental illness, find the help that they need. And that's why I decided to do pageants, and that is why I'm here in Poland competing in Miss Supranational, because I think that this is the perfect platform to share that message.
Okay, thank you. And your third question is, the UN has recently issued a report delivering stark warning on climate change, saying that it's code red for humanity. Although this topic has been discussed frequently in various areas, including beauty pageants, humans seem to be doing nothing about it, and the state keeps worsening. In around a minute, convince a person watching this to start making a change right now.
Yeah, I think my message for everybody would be that we have to be conscious that there is no planet B. This is the only world that we have, and that something needs to be done and something needs to be done now. I like this idea of looking at this issue as a puzzle because I feel like it's easier to understand it. And it is because each one of us has a piece, part of the solution in our hands. And it is our job and our responsibilities as citizens of the world to use and to play that piece of the puzzle correctly in order to solve that problem.
Okay, thank you. And your last question.
Okay.
We usually say action is more important than words, but is there a scenario where words are more powerful and impactful than actions?
Absolutely, yes. And when you ask me this question, I have to think about my platform and mental health. And it is because I feel like so many times we think that words don't matter, that words cannot have power, and they actually do. And I feel like when we're talking about issues like mental health, or when we're talking to children or teenagers who are at an age that is a little confusing, a little bit difficult, we need to be conscious of the words that we use because we never know the situations that those people are going through and how maybe the words that we choose to use can affect them.
Okay,
thank you.
That was
I had
your
fun.
last question. Good. And there you have our first semi-finalist for Super Chat with Anne, Miss Venezuela. And now we have our second semi-finalist, Miss Peru.
Hello, Anntonia. Thank you.
So I will ask you 4 questions.
Okay.
Okay. And your first question is, what is the biggest lesson you have learned while spending time with 57 other women from around the world at Miss Supranational 2021?
Respect. It's all about respect, and I mean, you have to be like you want to be treated, you know? That's the most important thing. That's the most important lesson that I have learned. Empathy. To be empathic with all of us. Yes.
Okay, and your second question is, what do you want to be remembered for, and how will you fulfill that goal if you do not win the title of Miss Supranational 2021?
I want to be remembered as being authentic. I mean, I think the whole competition, I was being me, like real Solange Hermosa. And that's how I think I'm gonna do it, like being me all the time, the whole competition till the end. And it doesn't matter the results, like that's how I'm gonna do it. That's how I am doing it.
And that's always good.
Yes.
Your third question is, the UN has recently issued a report delivering stark warning on climate change, saying it is code red for humanity. Although this topic has been discussed frequently in various areas, including beauty pageants, humans seem to be doing nothing about it, and the state keeps worsening. In around a minute, convince a person watching this to start making a change right now.
Okay. First, please remind, this is our unique home. We don't have any other place to go to live, you know. So let's show them some love, respect, because this is the only place we have. So if you can do a little thing like recycling, for example, like little things, that's, if we all do it, it's gonna be a big change. And you can, parents, please teach your children to do it. So in these years, there is gonna be a change, a big change, that's for sure.
Okay, and your last question is, we usually say action is more important than words. But is there a scenario where words are more powerful and impactful than actions?
Yes, when the words come from our heart and it gets an impact in other people's heart. And in that way, yes. And I think words are also actions. You know, I'm talking to you and that's an action. And if my words come from my heart and goes to your heart, that's a real thing. Thank you, Anntonia. Those were really nice questions.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Yes, I did.
Good.
Thank you.
And there you have our second semi-finalist for Supra Chat with Anne, Miss Peru.
Thank you, Anntonia.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure.
Now we have our third semi-finalist, Miss Kenya. So I will be asking you 4 questions.
Okay.
Your first question is, what is the biggest lesson you have learned while spending time with 57 other women from around the world at Miss Supranational 2021?
Okay, thank you for the lovely question. The biggest lesson that I've learned in this journey is to be able to adapt to people's different cultures. I've realized that everything is so perfect in its own way. Everything is so beautiful. Something that you may consider probably smiling, like I watched your other Supra Chat and you said that Thailand, the best thing that the world learned from it is the fact that you always smile and you're called a smiling country. So for me, I've learned that different cultures that you may consider not important in your country are really important in other people's country. And I feel that that's the best experience I've had in this competition, like learning people's different cultures and embracing them to the max.
Okay. Your second question is, what do you want to be remembered for? And how will you fulfill that goal if you do not win the title of Miss Supranational 2021?
I'd like to be remembered as a person who was always spreading their wings of kindness not financially, but just making someone smile in the little ways that they can. I want to leave a legacy behind that it's all about, I touched a person's life in the little ways that I could. Maybe I probably shared with you my comb, maybe I gave you my makeup to use, or maybe probably I just made your day better. I made your day better. Probably you're having a bad day, but I was able to make your day better more than it was previously before I met you. So for me, I'd like to be remembered for my kindness and that I put a smile on people's faces.
Your third question is, the UN has recently issued a report delivering stark warning on climate change, saying it is code red for humanity. Although this topic has been discussed frequently in various areas, including beauty pageants, humans seem to be doing nothing about it and the state keeps worsening. In around a minute, convince a person watching this to start making a change right now.
Okay, that's really tough, but so one of my role models is actually Professor Wangari Maathai. She was in love with Mother Nature. She won the Nobel Peace Prize in Kenya. She was the first African lady to actually win the Nobel Peace Prize. So trying to convince the world that the world we currently live in, we are not kind to Mother Nature. We could plant trees, we could try and keep our environment clean, we could have safe places for the generations that are coming after us. So for me, I would just like to convince people to be able to look after the environment we are in, not just for us, but for the environment, but for the generation that is coming before us. It's not about us, it's probably about our great-grandchildren, and also planting trees. This is really nice because Mother Nature is kind to us, but we are not really kind to her. So for me, I would actually convince them to be able to use the Professor Wangari Maathai way, plant trees and also keep the environment safe and clean, not just for us, but also for the people that are coming after us.
Thank you. Your last question. We usually say action is more important than words. But is there a scenario where words are more powerful and impactful than actions?
Yes, I do believe some scenarios require you to be more polite and kind. Probably someone has offended you. Let me just give that instance. Someone has really offended you. It's better, and maybe probably you're a temperamental person. In such kind of situations, I believe it's better to just be nice, maybe keep it calm, and not be able to retaliate and react to how that person has treated you in a bad way. So for me, that's the only point that I can say. Being kind to a person that is being mean to you is way better rather than taking action and being mean back to them, because at the end of the day, two wrongs don't make a right.
Okay, thank you. That was your last question.
Oh, thank you so much.
And there you have our third semi-finalist, Miss Kenya. Last but definitely not least, we have our fourth semi-finalist for Supra Chat with Anne, Miss Indonesia.
Hi, Anne.
Hi. So let's get straight into it. I will be asking you 4 questions.
Okay.
Your first question is, what is the biggest lesson you have learned while spending time with 57 other women from around the world at Miss Supranational 2021?
One of my biggest lessons is patience, because there will be a lot of waiting. There will be a lot of different perceptions when we talk. There is a lot of perspectives that when we discuss about something, you have to know when to manage, when to talk, and when to just stay quiet for a second. And of course, there's a lot of things that we have to understand. And understanding really needs patience. So patience is the key.
So I've heard patience is key.
Yeah.
Your second question is, what do you want to be remembered for, and how will you fulfill that goal if you do not win the title of Miss Supranational 2021?
I would really want to be remembered about how I get to marry the positive energy and spirit from me to the people that I surround. And if I happen not to be able to give this positivity to people around me, I would really want to be a great mother, because that's the only chance I have to at least become a role model for somebody that I can bond with as a family. So at least I have a chance to be someone that could change somebody's life, or I could be someone that is someone to look up to. So yes, being a great mother and being someone that just spreads positivity and kindness.
Okay. Your third question. The UN has recently issued a report delivering stark warning on climate change, saying it is code red for humanity. Although this topic has been discussed frequently in various areas, including beauty pageants, humans seem to be doing nothing about it, and the state keeps worsening. In around a minute, convince a person watching this to start making a change right now.
Climate change is something that is made up by human. Aside from its mother nature that has been cycling with their climate on its own, it's that we have to take care and maintain of the environment that we live in. So if we do not start, as we are the one that fills the world, we are the one that takes and consumes what the world has offered us, then who is going to take care of it? Nobody but us. So we are supposed to be the one giving love and giving care to Mother Nature, so that we are able to make a change and we can have the world as peaceful and as pure as it was, or at least better than the condition that we have today.
Thank you. Your last question. We usually say action is more important than words. But is there a scenario where words are more powerful and impactful than actions?
Definitely, yes. One of the worst, or one of the most impactful thing that word can affect somebody is hate speech. As we can see that a lot of people get hurt, even verbally, just through social media, even without meeting in person. So there are a lot of factors when words are very very meaningful and thoughtful to people. So I think hate speech is one of the things that is very infectious to human being.
Okay, and that was your last question.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And there you have it, our final semi-finalist for Super Chat with Anne, Miss Indonesia. And to all the viewers, do not forget to download the Miss Supranational app on your phone to vote for your favorite Miss Supranational semi-finalist for Super Chat with Anne, as the winner will advance to the top 24 of the Miss Supranational 2021 competition. Thank you for watching. Bye.